Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are back to another Sneaker Shop Talk performance review, and up to date is the Nike Zoom Rookie. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, now I do always like to start with the inner of the shoe. It just doesn't matter how good every other feature of the shoe is. If there's something inside here or anywhere in here that makes the shoe hurt your foot for whatever reason, then all that other good stuff, no matter how good it be, is going to be rendered pointless because you're not even going to wear it. Now, the inner, at least from the top part, is wonderfully constructed, and that's not going to cause you any issues whatsoever. The problem was underfoot for me. And as you can see here, like, you've got carbon fiber support shank there. It runs on the lateral side and on the medial side. It's very high and very sculpted, articulated, whatever you want to call it. Which that in and of itself is not the problem. The problem is, and I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you, is on the inner where my hand is. I don't know if you can see it, but it runs very high into the medial side here, so much so it's like if you put a runner's arch in your shoe or something. Since I don't have flat feet or have the need for arch support, it was very uncomfortable, and it got to the point where it was painful. Even just like I said, by wearing them casual, it was very noticeable and rather uncomfortable. But when I got on the court, the problem was exacerbated greatly, to the point I had to cut short a couple of wearings because the arch of my feet hurt. And then even more so, like the day after I wore these, my feet were still hurting. So the inner, that underfoot created a major problem. And anyone who has, if you don't have arch problems or things of that nature, or you don't like things touching your arch or whatever, you may want to seriously try this shoe on before you actually either buy it or think about taking it out on the court. Now, moving up to the cushioning, and I use that term loosely. The cushioning is provided. You've got a thin, very thin Zoom Air unit in the heel, and basically foam in the forefoot. It being generous, the zoom at the heel is very hard to really even know that it's there. It's somewhat perceptible, and I guess when compared with the forefoot of the shoe here, it's much better, but that's not saying a whole lot. Considering that this is a $200 shoe and to only have a little Zoom airbag in the heel, I wish it would show up, but I mean, that's you can't see it, but it's very small, and the cushioning is just not that great. It doesn't give you much in the forefoot, and it just doesn't feel that great. Considering the issues that I had with the arch support there hitting me, this was not it didn't provide me with a comfortable ride at all. Even the transition, the shoe started off extremely slappy, almost like some of the Max Zoom basketball shoes used to be, where it'd be like kerthunk. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that to shake the camera. It'd be like kerthunk, kerthunk, rather than, kind of allowing you to, I don't even know if you can do it, to roll through your stride there. Because I normally play upon my tiptoes more, and I noticed with this shoe, I was flat-footed a lot more, and it took more effort for me to even get up on my tiptoes. And if that's the type of thing that I have to think about when I'm playing, or that's taken away from what you need to do on the court as well. Now, it did get better a little bit with subsequent wearings, but this is not a shoe I would definitely say that provides a natural feel underfoot. And again, considering the price point, the lack of cushioning in this shoe is not acceptable. It's not good. Now again, as this is a Franken shoe, so The makeup is going to be a variety of different shoes here. Now the outsole is largely it's got some features, of course, from the Air Flight 1 and the Air Go. From that, but with that being said, from a textural standpoint, it's mostly herringbone, and that does provide really good traction. You know, with it obviously being more of a guard-oriented shoe, you're going to be on the move more, and it does a good job of holding your feet in place in terms of making cuts and everything. The rubber is flexible enough to grip the floor and allow you to get where you need to go on the floor. And this is the actual dust from the court that I was playing on in the course of testing these. And even with all of that, because it will somewhat stick, this is a translucent outsole, and that is one of the things that will happen with that. But it does provide great traction, and even with the dust and whatnot sticking to it, there wasn't a degradation in the traction performance overall. Well, in conclusion, this is a shoe that looks really good on the outside, but doesn't measure up either to its $200 retail price or necessarily having the 1 cent logo on the shoe. And in terms of performance of the penny line, this is definitely a forgettable one. The transition issues, the inner comfort, the lack of cushioning, for me, are deal breakers. Again, considering the high retail price of the shoe. If you can catch it on sale and you're, you know, a sadist, then by all means go for it. If you're someone who actually likes to think that there's cushioning in their shoe, someone who you know, likes a shoe that's more flexible and you know, you want a more natural feel underfoot, you may want to avoid this shoe. If you have, again, with foam-posite shoes, if you have a wide foot, you may want to look elsewhere as well, or if you're someone who wants a lighter weight shoe, because again, one of the drawbacks with this type of material is it is a bit heavier than a conventional shoe. Of course, the other side to that is that the shoe holds up very well to wear. As you can see, the foam-posite material is very tough, and even after getting through this, you can just see a few scuffs here and there, but it holds up to wear very well. But one, considering the price, and then considering that there are far better options out there that are a fraction of the price, I would definitely look elsewhere. Unless you're somebody who has to have all things penny and penny associated, if you do pick them up, I would say keep them, wear them to the court, put on something else, and then take them off, put them back on when you leave the court. I wouldn't get on the court with them if I wasn't reviewing them. But this has been another Sneaker Shop Talk performance review. A disappointing one, but be sure to check out the website for more detailed write-up and all that good stuff. Thanks everybody for watching. We're signing out again with our Zoom Rookie review. Peace.